Yo, what going for my Liverpool man them? What going? I can't see no one. Man them was very active a couple weeks ago in my WhatsApp groups and my DMs. Now all of a sudden everyone gone. You see it? The weekend I get it. This week's been a stressful week for the man them. A lot of man them were talking quadruple talk and now treble talk and Ballon d'Ors and all of this, and now it's all just come crashing down in a very disappointing week where they crashed out of the Champions League and they crashed out of the Carabao Cup, losing to Newcastle 2-1 in the final in a game where they were dominated from front to finish. In fact, I don't know, that was probably Liverpool's worst game I've seen them play. Like, it was all over the place. It almost had a whiff of entitlement. Like, they already thought they had won this, and how dare Newcastle come and play? How dare they show up? Do you get me? But it was always going to be that. And the maddest thing about it, I see on certain platforms, fans going on there and talking about it's a blessing in disguise that they got kicked out of the Champions League. A blessing in disguise, that's mental. If anything, this Liverpool team for me, yeah, the league was already wrapped up, but if we're going to put them in terms of how well Slot has done and they're a great side, they needed to come out with something more this season. I feel like the Premier League, considering how the Premier's been this season, just to have the Premier League is a little bit lackluster. Like, you got to have a little something else to add to it, like a little FA Cup, a little Carabao Cup, then, or even a Champions League. Then we can look at your side and be like, okay, this side was actually a great side. But crashing out of all these competitions in the space of 2 to 3 weeks and just having the Premier League, which, may I add, the way you man are bottling things right now looks a bit wobbly. Yeah, 12 points clear, I'll give you that. But Everton at home at the next game, local derby, you drop points there, Arsenal win a few games. Listen, anything can happen, and we know what Liverpool's about because they bottled the same position last season. Yeah, which not many people talk about when they were leading and then fell off the face of a cliff. So all I'm saying, anything's possible. Not saying that we're going to do anything on our side, but listen, if Liverpool want to lose a few games, I'm here for it. All I'll say as well, what I'll add to this is that Liverpool ain't dead in the ground or in the mud. Listen, Klopp built a very good side here, a very, very good side. And Slot has found a way to be able to set up a tactic and a strategy where Salah doesn't have to do so much defending and the worst of the workload is carried by the rest of the team, which allows Salah to be free, which is clever. And it's paid off this season, which in his first season to win a league title, if they win the league title, will be nothing short of phenomenal. But any form of slip-ups, any form of... Will you give us a whiff? Especially the way that we might turn a little bit of form, players coming back. Saka's probably going to be available for Fulham, which is just going to give the players a lift. Any whiff of a slip-up will be there. Just letting you know. But for everyone that's saying that, you know what, Liverpool this, Liverpool that, Liverpool... Listen, like, teams have slip-ups. We've all been there. If you're battling for the high accolades, there's situations you're going to come up short. I don't feel like they're done for, but they've had a wobble and not been able to get over the line in the last week. PSG, for me, was a surprising one. Even though I knew PSG were in form, but I feel like if you're going to put this team prior to the FA Cup loss, they were saying that, you know, quadruple, this team can do it. They've only lost one game and doing all that. You got to go and beat PSG. Same with Newcastle in the final. You got to go and beat Newcastle. Long and short, yeah? And it never happened. So, man, just letting you know, Liverpool, if you decide to slip up, we'll be waiting and see you at the end of the season.